Is it just me, or have you noticed that pretty much everyone on social media right now is drinking some sort of like sparkling water beverage?
Them and me, because I'm literally drinking it right now.
I know.
Takes. Okay, but if we're going to talk about sparkling water, we have to talk about me and the stuff that I like, because you know I'm a LaCroix boy, and you know I love LaCroix sparkling water. LaCroix delivers refreshment, flavor, and sparkle, which is important, with an innocent twist of 0 calories, 0 sweeteners, and 0 sodium. And now there are 27 flavors, so you can never get bored. But what's really cool about these is LaCroix sparkling waters are gluten-free, vegan, kosher, and non-GMO, Whole30 approved, environmentally friendly, and the cans are sustainable and recyclable, and they're first on the market to be produced without BPA liner, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So enjoy LaCroix sparkling water, a healthier alternative for you and your lifestyle. You can get LaCroix sparkling water nationwide. If you want a full list of retailers, just visit LaCroixwater.com. And for more information, join the LaCroix community on social media at LaCroix Water. This is Adulting Like a Mother Father. Thanks for tuning in to learn more. We applaud you. Now sit back, relax. So baby, keep it pushing while we have a couple laughs and maybe get a little mushy. But don't forget to take a deep breath. Adulting can be hard sometimes. Just take the next step. Pick the right foot up and put in front of the left. You do this over and over and you'll be headed to rest. And let me introduce you to the star of the show, Daniella Monet. I bet you probably heard her say,
Chicago, Chicago.
Well, now she's all grown up and got a little baby boy. His name is Gio. Dang, what a bundle of joy. We're a tribe of 3, but we're building a community, so come along. It's time for some adulting.
Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, or good evening.
Dude, I thought you were going to get into a song right there. You were like, good morning, and I thought you were going to keep going.
I wouldn't do that to anyone. Welcome back to Adulting Like a Mother Father. I'm Daniella Monet, the mother.
And I'm Andrew Gardner, the father.
And we're both adults. And if you're
what
an
up,
adult,
mother fathers?
or just trying to be one, this is the show for you. So I'm properly caffeinated, so let's just hit the ground running. But let me just tease the fact that we have a really special guest on the show for all of you victorious lovers out there. We got to chat with one of my co-stars who I just love so dearly, and I'm really excited to jump into that. But before that, let's chat about a little adulting win and fail action. How about that?
That sounds great. I'm going to let you start.
Oh my gosh, you always do this.
The floor is open.
Okay. Well, I obviously never prepare anything because that's just how I roll. So let's just go off the top of my head. Adulting win is your coffee game has been so strong.
So that's my win or your win?
It's my win. And it's our win.
It is.
It's a win. It's a family
yeah.
win. Yeah. I mean, I just show up and drink the stuff, and then I feel like I'm on one, and it's so exciting.
I need some clarification.
Okay.
When you say show up, does that mean you just walk out from another room?
Yeah. No,
Gotcha.
I come out from the bedroom, and then
Makes sense.
You are already at work, and it's great, and it smells good.
I feel like I spend like about a fourth of my day behind the machine, which is, I'm fine with it.
No,
you know?
I'm very fine with it.
But your feet get tired.
Is that what?
Just from standing still.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what also gets tired? My entire body from carrying a 30-pound child.
Yeah, but I have to do that too.
Yeah, so but I'm half your size.
Right.
So
and don't forget it, because sometimes you think like you're the same size as me, like when we go to bed at night.
It's situational. When we go to bed at night.
Yeah, you try to establish like you want to lay in the middle of the bed before I even get in.
Okay. And
that's not fair. Because I'm way bigger.
Well, that's because you know equal rights.
Stick to your fourth of the bed, and I'll take the other 3/4.
You. No. We get equal parts of the bed because that's how it should be.
No, but
you
the thing is,
deserve no more bed than I do.
I think equal's fine. I'll give you equal, but your equal is like you want to lay down and establish like your position in the middle of the bed before I get in.
That's not accurate. And if that is accurate, let me explain
You got to
why.
let me get in and like create my space first, and then you can maybe encroach on my space.
You're so demanding.
You know what I mean?
You and your robe right now, me looking at you in your robe.
Dude, this has become the real deal. Okay? This is every day.
Oh,
anyways, let's get back to the show
fail.
here. So,
okay, so my
your win is being caffeinated,
yes.
drinking good coffee.
Yes.
Okay.
And you know what? Some people out there might be like, listen, you should lay off a little bit of the caffeine. But let me tell you something. That's been a little bit of my vice lately.
But
you know?
you're pretty conservative with it. Like, I make you a coffee in the morning and you may or may not drink the whole thing. Usually like you spread it out through the morning and maybe even into the afternoon. And like occasionally you'll touch a second coffee during the day.
Well, I developed that habit while being pregnant because I just wanted to, if I was going to consume coffee, I wanted to make sure that I was mindful about how much because of Geo. But same thing because I'm still nursing. So I just try to spread it out and then I try to drink water. Long story short, my fail is when the caffeine starts to dissipate. And then all of a sudden, all of the big dreams, the motivation, all of these like visualizations
also dissipate.
Yeah, they all just start to go away.
I get it.
I get why maybe some people enjoy a nice alcoholic beverage once in a while, because I would imagine that gives you some sense of freedom as well, like in your thinking.
Yeah,
like that's what coffee does for me.
Do that.
Yeah, several things, right? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. Coffee makes you feel like you're on top of the world.
Right.
You want to go.
I'm like sweating right now.
Yeah.
And
that's
it's not
the coffee
even,
sweats.
No, it's 9:08.
But that's why I like drinking a little bit of coffee all day long.
No, I agree with that.
You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
I'll hit the machine and pull a shot like on good days 4 or 5 times a day.
But you know what's crazy is I don't even have to enjoy the coffee that you're drinking, but just you turning the machine on and enjoying one yourself makes me feel good. It's like when we're watching TV or something and we see someone drink a coffee, we're like, oh, you're our people.
Yeah. For sure.
Okay, hit us with some adulting wins and fails because we got a good episode.
Is that your fail?
Yeah, the fail is when it starts to chill out on me.
Right.
I'm like, no.
Yeah. Dad
come
brain.
on back.
I've been telling everybody I have dad brain lately, and it's a real thing. Like,
everybody, you're seeing all your people?
Yeah, all my people.
Where?
Online.
Okay.
On the web. Anyways, like it's a real thing. Like sometimes I don't remember what I did 2 minutes ago. I'll set out to do something and I'll start walking towards something or like start working on something, and in like 5 seconds, done. Like I don't even know where I'm going and why. Yeah. It's a little scary. But anyway, so my adulting win, and this is going to be so boring, but
then don't make it long.
It's a win for me. Okay. We've had this I can say damn. Yeah. We've had this damn fire pit in the backyard.
Oh, yeah.
For like, what we get it on Wayfair or something?
Yeah, we did.
For what, a year?
Probably longer because I wasn't pregnant when we got it.
It was never connected, never set up, whatever. Just sitting out there. It looked nice underneath the cover, but like it was never used. I finally set it up, and I finally went and got a propane tank. Yeah. Which I was like, I know this is probably so dumb, and I probably sound really dumb, but I was like, where do you even get a propane tank? Like I know usually you can get one at the grocery store, maybe a gas station, which is where I ended up getting one, but I had to tap some of my resources to figure out where to get one around here. But we did it. Okay. I got a propane tank. The fire pit is set up. It's been ran. It looks lovely at night.
Can you post that picture that you took of the backyard at night?
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. Post it because it's magical.
Okay. Well, I'll think about it. Okay. I'll talk to my people and see if that's cool. Okay. So that's my win. My fail is, I don't have one.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't have one.
Oh.
I think it was a pretty good week.
That's great.
Yeah. So we're moving on. So
want some adulting is?
Adulting is. Okay. I have one.
You go first then.
And it pertains to the fire pit. Adulting is noticing that it's just drizzling just a little bit in the morning in LA.
Oh, yeah.
And going out and putting the cover back on. Because that's what like
the wet,
a dad would do.
Morning.
In your robe, in your slippers. Yeah. Like, hey, there's not supposed to be water on the lava rocks.
Yeah.
Because you can't run it when they're wet. So I'm going to cover it back up.
That was a big move. I was proud of you.
We're doing big things.
Okay. Adulting is learning how to accept the uncomfortable. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's a big one.
Do you know what I mean?
I wish you said like becoming comfortable with being uncomfortable, but whatever. Accepting is fine.
Listen, I'm just rolling off the tip of my tongue.
So why do you say that?
Because I just feel like recently with the times we're in, I've had to just sort of constantly tell myself to just be more accepting and just deal with things like without being too emotional, because sometimes I want to get angry about what's going on. And then sometimes I feel super confused. And then I feel like I'm all over the place. Like, who do I trust? And then like, for instance, okay, this is another adulting is like figuring out who you trust. right?
Yeah. So in the investing world, it's called do your own research.
Oh, okay. But how do you do your own research? So for instance,
You got to go and read, like you got to
no,
go.
No. I'm not even talking. You're right. I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Like do some digging as to like what's behind all this COVID stuff. If you want to understand more about, what's going on in the world, which I don't know if I necessarily do, because already I feel like it can stress me out if I know too much, which I know is probably not an adulting way of handling
everything
things.
with a grain of salt. Like I worked in an industry for a long time where you had to have professional skepticism.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Gosh, you are full of insight.
Well, it's true. Like, and that's the way that like I just am kind of always. Like, you can tell me something, and if I trust you, if I've developed like a long-term relationship connection with you, and I trust the way your brain works and like what you usually do, that's the only time I can trust that. But if you tell me something, I go, yeah, I get it. But if I care enough, I'm going to look into it myself as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
And I feel like that's kind of what you got to do with this COVID situation. It's like you got stuff coming at you from every angle, and we haven't even really been consuming any media. It's more like conversations through friends and family. But like you have to vet all the stuff coming in.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You can't just listen to what somebody says. They probably just pulled a headline or something.
Sure.
And then you take that and run with it.
Yeah, no, I know. It's much more my personality to absorb people's like opinions and thoughts, and then I just sort of like start to develop like weird ideals of, I mean, I don't know what's true or what's not.
You're guilty of hearing something and then running with it.
Yeah.
More Adulting Like a Mother Father when we come back.
Okay, so you probably know this by now, but I am just such a big fan of Go Macro. So not only just are their bars delicious and we keep them stocked at our house all the time, but the mission behind the bars is they're honestly one of the most, I think, ethical and mindful companies that we really love supporting, and we're really glad that they're supporting us. The bars are high quality. Their ingredients are certified organic, vegan, gluten-free, kosher, non-GMO, clean, raw, and they're soy-free. Also, they have a give back bar, and right now it's coconut, almond butter, and chocolate chips. That flavor is by far one of my favorites. The company is a mother-daughter owned. It's based in a rural community, and they just have a mission to spread awareness for a balanced plant-based lifestyle. And right now, they are doing something super cool. So year round, a portion of their net proceeds from Go Macro's Everlasting Joy macro bar goes towards feeding and housing those in need. So to learn more about Go Macro's give back programs and to give their tasty bars a try, visit gomacro.com and use our promo code ADULTING for 30% off plus free shipping.
And now back to Adulting Like a Mother Father.
Okay, but what I was really referring to is like trusting individuals, and like in this time and whatever, the future holds for us, like we're going to have to trust that people they mean what they're saying, in terms of like, if we are going to eventually see family or see friends or whatever, you want to believe that they are taking the necessary precautions before you're around them. Right. And I think some people are like saying, oh yeah, no, I'm being super safe. And then like, what does that really entail? And like, and maybe I'm just super
But it comes
crazy.
down to like, you always got to look at, okay, so it's like, what's the goal, right? I used to do that in sales all the time. You can get stuck in the nitty gritty, but like at the end of the day, what's the goal?
The goal is to keep Geo safe.
100%. So like ultimately, what's the risk? The risk is that like if you have friends or family that are around and they seem perfectly healthy, like we just don't know enough. So in my mind, the only risk is that a person who appears to be healthy is a carrier with no symptoms. And then somehow that spreads to Geo, and Geo, even though that person didn't have any symptoms, Geo could show symptoms. We just don't know enough about how it works. And like, that's my only fear.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. And I think like, you're right. And I can have those same conversations with myself. And then it brings me right back to like, neutral, where I'm like, okay, you're right. What is there really to stress about? Like, just take a deep breath. Stress is worse for your immune system. Just trust that people, are healthy and our family and generally taking care of themselves and staying safe. So yeah, I think I just always have to keep myself in check. And that's why I felt like the adulting
Adulting is.
is just like figuring out how to just be comfortable when things feel a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, for sure.
All right.
I got a couple in my mind, I think.
Throw them at us.
So one is it made me think of it because I made dinner last night. If you're going to cook, right, just almost like anything else, if you're going to cook, put some love into it. You know what I mean? Make it look pretty.
Oh my God.
I think like the visual part of food is like half the enjoyment.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm going to toot my own horn here for 1 second. The sauce that I made you.
I know.
The sauce.
It was epic.
Okay. Was epic.
Epic.
And then I made you, what's it called?
Caprese.
Oh, yeah.
With Miyoko's.
Little caprese salad.
Mozzarella.
Yeah. And like,
Mozzarella.
I didn't even really want it. But after I made it and plated it and looked at it, I was like, yeah, that looks pretty good. I'll have some of that.
Okay. So,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
like,
I get it.
Especially if you're feeding other people, like, just put some love into it.
Oh my gosh, if you guys could see his body language right now, it's like full F, like arms are coming in and you're like an Italian.
Love going into the mic.
Oh, wow.
So I'll just jump right to the next one. The next one is, I don't know why my mind went here, but adulting is being aware enough to see the things that you might not love about yourself, accepting that you might not love them, but be willing to work on them. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, for example, I naturally like feel a little anxious. Probably doesn't help that I have caffeine. And my mind's always going a million miles an hour. I love meditating and reflecting and stuff because that gives me, especially first thing in the morning, because that sets my mind right for the rest of the day. Like if I can basically set the tone at the start of the day, I feel like throughout the day, my brain is so much better. So it's like, just be aware of the things that you're not good at or you may not like about yourself and then go and change it.
Yeah.
I had a buddy, this is kind of random, but I had a buddy post a picture the other day and it was like,
I know what you're going to say.
I don't think you will. I don't think you will. It said something like,
I'll listen to your complaint once.
I'll listen to your problems once, but the next time we have a conversation, it better be about solutions. And I was like, yo, I cannot relate to this more. I
saw that and I saw that you had double tapped that and I was like, of course you did.
But that's my mindset. I think that's the right mindset.
It's a great mindset, but it's a great mindset and I don't have anything wrong to say about it, but it's a challenge for me to sometimes operate in that way.
Yeah. I get it. I think it's a challenge for a lot of people.
Especially when times
but that's
are like
comes back to the thing
weird.
Yeah. But look, if and you're not doing this, but I'm just talking out loud. If you're going to spend your energy thinking about negative things, you could just as easily start like conditioning your brain to think about more positive things. And rather than dwelling on a problem, start dwelling on solutions.
Yeah. And I get that. And I know that I have a responsibility to do that because we have Gio and I definitely don't want to be a sad Sally around him. Yeah. And I think I'm generally pretty positive and I'm pretty upbeat, especially properly caffeinated. But I saw that post and I was like, oh, you guys are two peas in a pod on this one.
Money.
Yeah.
It's one of my biggest pet peeves, and we're all guilty of it at certain points. Like we all have low moments. We're human. But at this point in my life, complaining is my number one pet peeve.
Oh my gosh.
I don't want to hear you complain, especially if you're an adult. Start to figure it out.
This is one of the challenges we have together because I am I don't often think before I'm about to speak, and it's something that I really am working on to pause and think before I say something. But I can easily come out with a complaint or say something in a whiny tone, and it just triggers
the way
you.
Something is delivered is a huge piece of it. You know what I mean? You could say it's raining outside, but if you say, it's raining outside, I'm like, yo, I don't want to hear that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not that bad. There are worse problems.
No, of course. God, thank God for you in my life. But I came from an Italian family where it's you just put it all on the table. You don't think before you speak.
I'm trying to take some of it off the table.
No, I get what you're trying to do. And I'm trying to do it on my own without you being the conveyor of the table.
I'm not even pointing the finger at you. You do complain sometimes, but I think like if you're an adult,
Yeah.
stop complaining.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Start looking at solutions because that'll help you in so many parts of your life. I promise you.
Ooh, okay. Can I throw something out there that I mean, I'm sure a lot of people listening know about her, but I'm just like eating her content up right now. I am Tabitha Brown. She's been around forever on social media, on Instagram, on TikTok, but she's just this like vegan goddess. She's a mom, she's an actress, and she's just got such a good disposition on life. And she throws out like great recipes that are super easy for vegans, but then also like has these little like message driven content that just makes you feel lighter than life, and she'll make you smile and happy and feel all sorts of butterflies. I don't even know her personally. I've been eating her content up. So there's an adulting is. Follow I am Tabitha Brown.
Nice plug.
Sorry, I don't know. I just love her. Remember I was showing you her stuff yesterday and it made you smile too?
She's got some cool videos.
And I just feel like in times like these, like we just need some good stuff. Like there's so much uncertainty. So like, let's just enjoy the days the best that we can.
Yeah. She reminds me, for the listeners, a lot of Lauren Lake.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes I don't like doing that because I don't know if either would appreciate it.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Where I think like
You're
they
human.
would.
Don't be hard on yourself.
Whatever. Yeah, she's like super upbeat, got a ton of energy.
Yes.
Like her messages are amazing.
But Lauren Lake had the whole like, what was her like slogan? It was like unstoppable or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
What was her thing?
Yeah.
It's kind of the same theory, not theory, but like that underlying tone.
They have
of
a
just
similar
like,
message.
Yeah, just fun,
they're all
positive.
about,
yeah,
exactly. But speaking of comparisons,
Yes.
so our guest this week,
Ooh,
which
segue.
we're both super psyched about it. I love this guy.
Yeah.
I think he's super talented. He's super funny. He's so witty. Like he's worldly. He's got interests in things that he's good at that like you would probably never know about.
Sure. And he's a deep thinker, which I think a lot of people probably don't think
He's very smart.
that of him or don't know that of him.
Yeah. I don't know if he'd appreciate this, but I've always thought he's like a combination of like Andy Samberg and Adam Sandler.
Okay. In terms of like his acting style.
Yeah, just his overall style, like
Sure.
the art that he tries to deliver.
Okay.
You know?
I guess for anyone who's a Victorious fan right now, they've already put it together.
Yeah, he had
We've
a puppet
got
for a while.
Matt Bennett on the show today. So why don't we take a quick break and then we'll come back with Maddie, Uncle Maddie. We love you.
All right, everyone, sit tight and we'll be right back for some more Adulting Like a Mother Father.
So we know times are crazy right now and we're all having to make some pretty significant lifestyle adjustments, and we're spending more time than ever at home on our digital screens. And that's why the team over at Movement wants to make sure you're taking care of your eyes with their Everscroll blue light filtering glasses. Crafted with special blue light lenses, Movement Everscroll glasses protect your eyes from digital eye strain and other harmful effects from blue light, like headaches and poor sleep. And honestly, they just really look great too. I think you guys have seen me in my icons, or the gold rims that everyone seems to always comment on when I post them. So cute.
They're beautiful, and like I think they're like $60-something.
They start at like $60. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so let's just nerd out on blue light a little bit right now because
Okay.
I didn't know much about it. Blue light is a color in the visible light spectrum that can be harsh on our eyes due to its short, high-energy wavelengths. It comes from the sun and other man-made sources, including our digital screens. Studies show that wearing blue light filtering glasses can promote sounder sleep, prevent eye strain, and improve focus, which is why you should be wearing them.
Yeah.
I have the Rexes with like the turtle coloring.
Yeah, I like those.
And they're sick. Like I never wore glasses. I don't need glasses or whatever. But when we got those, I was like, I wore those 24/7.
Yeah, we
for like weeks.
I know.
I love them.
Okay, so right now you can get 15% off today with free shipping and free returns just by going to movement.com/adulting. And that's mvmt.com/adulting, and you can get the Everscroll solution and you'll have better sleep, better focus, and just, I guess, better style, right? Go to movement.com/adulting and join the movement.
All right, guys, we're back. Here's Adulting Like a Mother Father.
Okay, so first of all, thank you for coming and chatting with us.
Yeah.
Hey, happy to do it. It breaks up the monotony of staring out my window longingly with one hand pressed up against the glass, which is basically what I've been doing this whole quarantine.
At least you have that window. That is like, so
Yeah.
Matt lives in a place where the view is like all of LA pretty much. It's so beautiful.
I'm right at the base of the Hollywood Hills, so there's no buildings obfuscating my view, but, you know, it's very accessible. I can get wherever I need to really quickly. It's not up those winding, crazy paths.
So real quick, since, you know, we're obviously quarantined, what's it been like for you? Because you live by yourself and your family's on the East Coast. So how have you been like staying busy?
I mean, I feel so stupid saying it, but I mean, years of being an in-between work actor has really prepared me well for having a lot of free time on my hands. There's kind of a meme going on right now about people who are like, it really doesn't change. Like it's basically the same routine, you know, people saying that.
Yeah.
You know, this quarantine hasn't affected me at all, but it really hasn't affected me that much.
Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy. That I'm glad to hear that. Because I always worry about, well, I mean, listen, we're all quarantined, but like for those who don't have, you know, a 7-month-old to keep you distracted, like I just worry. I'm like, oh, but what's Uncle Matty doing, you know?
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you I love being Uncle Matty, by the way. That's
You're Uncle Matty.
I love that.
You, bro. He's already been asking about you.
Gio's been asking?
He's been asking. He hasn't even said words, and now he's like, where's Uncle Matty?
Wow.
I know. Well, when this is all over, you can come and hang out with him.
You know what? I would love that.
Good.
I love your guys' house. I'm sure I've done a good job of filling my house with things that interest me, but I love going over to is it the Monet Gardner household? How would we?
Whatever you want to call it.
I like that. Yeah.
Shea Monet, Shea Gardner.
Sure.
Because I was just thinking about this. You guys have good taste, literally. Like, the food that you guys make is so good. I remember we had, it wasn't the baby shower, but there was some party, maybe like Super Bowl or something, and just I could not stop eating chips and guac and snack.
Aww.
So,
I like feeding people. It makes me happy for some reason.
It's funny the things that we crave now that we can't go anywhere or do anything. Like just going to a store seems like such a fun privilege, but I don't know why. The two places that are stuck in my head, I want to go to the beach. I don't like to swim, and I don't like being wet, and I don't like sand, but I really want to go to the beach. And this is the weird one. I really want to go to Benihana.
Yes.
I don't know why. I want spectacle. I want
entertainment.
I haven't been since I was a kid, but I've been dreaming about Benihana, and I'm like, why?
Well, as a kid, that was the place. Like, if you went there, you went for your birthday. It was like a thing.
But like as a kid, Benihana's is like upper echelon, right?
Oh, yeah. Of course. No, that's what I'm saying. You go for your birthday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Benihana's anything where the food gets prepared in front of you. Like I remember going to buffets as a kid was just mind blowing because you're given a golden ticket. You're given a plate and you fill it up, Johnny.
And then if you're anything like my parents, they're like, go back. Get your money's worth.
I brought these bags, so if you want to fill those up too.
Oops, did those cookies slip into my mom's purse? That's weird. Yeah, oh my
God. Did you guys
God.
have Hometown Buffet?
That was what I'm talking about.
Oh my God. Hometown Buffet was my birthday destination from probably 6 until 14.
Yeah.
Oh,
until
sure.
14.
I loved it. Maybe not that old, but I loved it. And all I ate was macaroni and cheese and the cinnamon rolls.
What did you eat at Hometown Buffet? What was your go-to?
I'm really remembering. I don't know why, but I think they had like catfish. I remember eating catfish there.
Okay.
Because I feel like I went in Texas, but we also had one on Long Island where I'm from. That's hard. I can't remember.
Oh, I remember what I would get.
We didn't have catfish on the West Coast.
I would get steamed carrots, which is so weird. Who eats steamed carrots? I just liked theirs.
Daniella.
Mashed potatoes. And I was one of those weird kids that loved a salad bar. Like, even if I went to Chuck E. Cheese, I would beg my mom for a salad bar. I think because I was also convinced that if you could afford the salad bar, like, you've really made it in life. And those weren't, like, cheap tickets usually.
Oh, it was separate?
No, it was all included, right?
No. To get a plate for the salad bar at Chuck E. Cheese was extra. It was expensive.
Huh.
Yeah.
I mean, they're making out like bandits because, salad costs cents.
I know. So true.
It's always so funny when you go to the grocery store and you actually see how much fresh produce is worth. And you go, oh my God.
I know. I know. What have you been doing for produce? And like, you've been going to the grocery store and all that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I've been cooking. I think I've ordered out 4 times.
Same here. We don't really order out very often.
So you haven't really broken the rules at all. Like, you've been home, you're bringing everything in, you're doing everything yourself.
Wait, do you miss Liz?
Do I miss Liz? Of course. We were just video chatting this morning.
Aww.
Yeah, I talk to her regularly. We're always just like sending funny jokes and videos and memes and stuff back and forth.
I think you and your Liz relationship is the cutest.
Well, I mean, but she's been in Georgia for years now.
Oh, I know.
So it's been tough.
I know. But you went and visited, right?
I've been twice. No, I've been 3 times. It's nice down there.
I know. I've only been once for work, but I've been saying I want to go and see her. But the timing's been weird.
100%, man.
Well, and you got a kid.
No, it's the kid. It was more like I was going to go, and then, of course, we were all going to go, and then, of course, just... Like,
I'm going to speak for Liz. There's more than enough room for the 3 of you. You guys should go down there. I'm inviting you to a house that doesn't belong to me. It's great. You should go and stay with Liz.
Should we just text her and confirm we're coming right now?
Yeah,
like
right?
later
No,
in the year.
she knows. She's already said so many times.
Hey, hitting the road right now.
Yeah.
Just take a picture. Cool. Just take a picture of the car and like, be there in a week.
Yeah, right. Oh my God, we actually are thinking about at some point what it would look like to do like an RV trip and where we would go.
No, not some point. We're doing it.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Have you done that before?
No. Whenever I have travel time, I try and go to either Japan or I have family in New York, family in Texas. So I don't know.
Is your family good, by the way?
Everybody's fine.
Everyone's fine. Okay.
Everybody's absolutely
fine. And your
fine.
sister?
Yeah, she works at a hospital, so she has to take extra precautions.
Wow.
That's right. What a trip. I know. I remember you asked me like something about where I was giving birth because your sister was curious.
Yeah, I mean, apparently, so all elective surgeries are called off, or being held off for. And yeah, anybody who has like minor injuries is just not going to the hospital. So it's actually under the quotient or whatever you'd call it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, interesting.
Okay, I'm gonna flip the script here because I like asking questions that go a little bit deeper. And this is a question I love. So I'm not gonna. Hopefully, I don't put you on the spot, but I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit. I love asking this question. What, like, probably career specifically, or maybe in life, if something else comes up, what's the biggest risk that you've ever taken?
Oh, man, I mean, I would say moving to Los Angeles. There was like this weird period where I was 17 and I booked a whole lot of stuff at the same time. I booked Victorious and this movie called The Virginity Hit.
Oh, this is a great story.
And I actually walked away from Victorious. Do you know this?
This is a great story. Yeah.
The movie, have you seen Virginity Hit, Andrew, or even heard of it? Exactly.
No.
Exactly. No, nobody did. Nobody went to go see it.
You made the right choice.
It's so amazing.
Let him finish. It's great.
Yeah, it was produced by Will Ferrell. And my team was like, why would you want to go and start on a kids show when you have, Will Ferrell and his whole production company behind this movie and you'd be the star of it? So I was like, man, it's Dan Schneider. I know this is going to be a surefire thing. And this is like my childhood dream, but all right. So I walked away from Victorious, and Dan and Nickelodeon are like, nobody ever has walked away from us ever. So they said, what had happened was we had lost funding on Virginity Hit. So they said he's allowed to do both. So I got Victorious, and then Virginity Hit was like, well, we want him to be an unknown. So they fired me from Virginity Hit and then came back around a few months later. So I shot the pilot for Victorious in February 2009, flew to New Orleans, shot Virginity Hit, then, had 2 weeks off, and then moved to Los Angeles and did Victorious. And thank God, both sides kind of caved because, I mean, nobody's ever heard of Virginity Hit, and, Victorious is, what it is. And if it wasn't for Victorious, I wouldn't be here right now talking to you guys.
100%.
It feels like forever ago when I remember seeing the movie and like seeing, well, obviously I had known you briefly, I guess, right? Well, no, the movie came out when?
2000. It came out right at the same time as Victorious, I think.
Okay.
Like 2010-ish.
And I just remember thinking like, whoa, I think we just did something so crazy because here one of our stars on Victorious is on a movie that couldn't have been more like polarizing in so many ways, but it was still so cool. And I think that's one of the reasons why our cast was so unique too, because we were young adults We weren't like rebels by any means, but we were just real young adults.
I think Leon was the youngest at 15 or 16. Leon was 14.
That's how young he was?
14. I was, okay, so the way that I do the math is I was 18 when I auditioned and 19 when we filmed the pilot. I turned 19 on stage.
Yeah, me too. Well, I turned 18 during Tori the Zombie.
Yeah, so how old were you when we did the pilot then?
17.
Okay. Oh, maybe I'm off then.
Because I graduated high school early. I graduated at 16.
Same.
What?
Same.
Yeah.
Weird.
I took all advanced classes, so I needed 2 credits, so I just went over the summer.
Wow.
Oh,
Finished
no,
in 4 weeks.
What I did.
Let me see. I actually have, this is one of my prized possessions. I have a copy of The Virginity Hit on DVD
Look at it.
that I got from a closing Blockbuster.
That's
See the
so
little
cool.
Blockbuster tag on the bottom? And when I bought it, I'm like, so it's rented a lot? And they're like, I don't think anybody rented it once. I'm like, cool.
What?
But it's got like all the little tags on it.
Yeah.
So maybe I missed this part. Did that movie hit
Blockbuster.
theaters?
Yeah, wasn't it? In theaters?
Oh, yeah. It was the biggest box office bomb of 2010.
Oh my gosh.
Beautiful.
Matt, you're so self-deprecating right now.
No, it really was. But luckily it
Really?
was such a small budget that it really didn't affect
matter.
too much. But yeah, it was just so strange.
But it was an experience for you, right? I think you liked it.
I wouldn't trade it for the world, but it was very disheartening at the time, especially because then I walked into, season 1 of Victorious, with everybody being like, you're going to be the next Michael Cera. Everybody on this, my management side is like, you're going to be as big as Michael Cera. And then all of a sudden, that completely crashed in. And I was like, oh, my life. And I go, wait a second. I have this great TV show that I'm on that I love. That's, we're closer than this cast ever was. The Virginity Hit cast was. Like, these people are like, they're becoming my family. I love this. And by season 2, season 3, I was like, this is the life.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in a few with more Adulting Like a Mother Father.
Okay, mother fathers, what if I told you that you could get high quality organic and non-GMO groceries delivered to your door for a lot less than you're paying now and help out families in need? That's what we're doing since we discovered Thrive Market. As proud Thrive Market members, we get the products we love, and our paid membership provides a free one for someone in need, like a low-income family, teacher, veteran, or first responder.
That's right. And I've been a fan of Thrive Market for a long time, and I love that they tailor to over 70 different diets and values. I was drawn to it because they have so many amazing plant-based items, and obviously it's all at a discounted price. Everything's high quality, organic, non-GMO. They've got it all. And they have stuff for your home, your pets, your beauty. I mean, everything. It's a full-blown market. But what I love most is right now, not only do we feel great about the products that we're getting and it's coming straight to our door, Thrive Market is matching donations to their COVID-19 relief fund dollar for dollar. And they're working 24/7 to make sure that their members are getting their groceries delivered as fast as possible. And you can learn more about their commitments to their customers and the membership matching on their website.
That's right. So try Thrive Market and become a member risk-free. Go to thrivemarket.com/adulting. Join today and you'll get up to $20 in shopping credit towards your first order. That's THRIVE market.com/adulting to start your risk-free membership and get up to $20 towards your first order. thrivemarket.com/adulting.
All right, guys, we're back. Here's Adulting Like a Mother Father.
Yeah.
They were also lavishing us with so much fun stuff. All of the Nickelodeon parties.
Oh my God.
All of the weird buffets. Do you remember they had sushi? They used to bring coffee trucks and sushi.
Oh, yeah. For night shoots and
Virginity
stuff.
or to Victorious. We had corned beef and cabbage. I remember being like,
remember all this.
I'm like, this is the life.
Wait, this is hysterical because my actual, I don't remember so much the food. I do remember some meals, when they brought in Mediterranean, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the most hummus I've ever seen in my life. This is gold. But there were other times where, I don't know if Liz will hate me for sharing this, but there was a time where Liz and I went into the office to go talk to Robin Wiener about the food being not very healthy, friendly, friendly or like vegan friendly, and how Liz and I were literally like looking for things to eat. Like we would run because I could drive, right? And so I would go to like M Cafe that was fairly close, or like try to get somewhere on a lunch break to get food. And it was just such a headache. I'm like, this is annoying. But no, I mean, it's great.
There's the period where Liz was only eating broccoli and mashed potatoes, right?
Dude, I mean, we went through so many weird food phases, I feel like, between Ari and Liz. I mean,
we were all on the East Coast during, oh God, I think it was 2010 or 2011, like Christmas, Hanukkah time. And we invited the Thomases, Leon's family.
Oh, yeah.
And the Gillies over. And we had Hanukkah dinner, like the cast of Victorious. And Liz was like, I'm only eating broccoli. My mom had to prepare her special broccoli and mashed potatoes.
Wow.
But I feel like these were like tiny little stints. You know what I mean? Because Liz and I would grub. Like we would go to, I can think of like M Cafe, or we would go to like some other like vegan spot nearby. And it was like all cupcakes. And like we did not hold back. Her and I were major little foodies together.
Yeah, well, those were the days of Sprinkles cupcakes.
And, sprinkles, yeah.
Endless Sprinkles cupcakes from the Grande family, and like edible arrangements, I remember.
Yes.
We used to get edible arrangements to the classroom. You know, all of our dressing rooms on the east side of Nick on Sunset.
So you probably never remembered, like, remember where my dressing room was?
Yeah.
Okay, so mine was on the same floor in the same wing as Victoria and Avon and wardrobe. So that was like my hub. Okay. And then the other kids were like on this other wing, which is like Matt, Leon, Liz, Ari, and then the school hub.
Okay.
And so we were like in different like sorority houses.
You guys were it was more serious over there. It was.
Shut up. No, it was.
It was the business side. Because we could be loud and nobody would hear us. And they also had TVs, so we would all watch, like, that were live broadcasting what they were taping right then. Yeah. So we would watch from the classroom and, you know, comment or crack jokes. Always respectful, but we'd be, you know, there are videos. Like, we used to shoot stuff. We have a YouTube channel called We Are Stoop Kid, of like behind the scenes videos of us having fun and cracking up. Oh, the memories.
I miss it. Oh, the memories. Oh my gosh. So like,
I really did not know how good we had it. It's so funny because you think that it's going to be this steady, like, oh, well, this is just the beginning. This is going to be great. You're like, oh, no, there were years of, you know, Dan putting in all of this work, you know, to get to the point where we were being lavished.
Yeah.
You know, there were so many hit shows before us that led to the place that we got to. And all of a sudden, you know, I'm sure we've all had to do those, you know, guest star roles one day, you know, where we're basically just a cog in this machine, and it feels so weird and raw, and you feel so naked because it's this new process with new people. Yes. And you don't know what you're doing. Yeah. You don't know the rhythm. You know, I was on an episode. I had a great time. I did this episode of Grey's Anatomy, and I'd never watched the show, so I tried to, you know, I watched the first episode, and it was this really cute, you know, like romantic kind of comedy / drama set at a hospital. And then I flash forward 14 seasons, and, you know, it was everybody like crying, and there was glitter all over the place. It was just this big gaudy show. So I didn't know how the tone had shifted over the years, and it ended up being really fun, but it just felt so weird, you know, being in this new scenario where they move fast. They're 14 seasons in, they have a shorthand, and you just have to make sure that you're not the weakest link. You have to just go with the flow.
Yep.
So, yeah, I don't know what I was trying to get at.
No, I love it. It's oh my gosh. It feels like it's been literally ages since I've ever acted in front of a movie. In fact, in front of a camera. The last time I did anything was You're Gonna Die, but it was with Andrew. No, not Baby Daddy. We did this like little comedy in Hawaii. It's like a surfer movie, and they offered it to him and I together. But it was a cameo. It was like a small role.
When did this come out?
I don't think, is it out?
I don't think it's out yet. I think it'll be out.
It was while I was pregnant. The whole thing was they just needed a couple who was like on a baby moon, essentially. So I was pregnant and I wasn't working. So I was like, honestly, we love Hawaii. Let's go. And so we went, and he's never acted in his life. So for him, like hearing you say like, oh, they have it down. Like I feel like that would be terrifying for someone who's never been in the world before.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, you walk onto a set and you're like, you're not only the newbie, but now like there's such a fast pace, like rhythm, and you're just like out of sorts coming off some other show.
That's acting classes and, you know, doing all this stuff. the main thing that it teaches you is not how to act, but how to be professional. Mm-hmm. And it's really, there's such a fine line. You know, I see so many young actors who, and we had a lot on Victorious, I'm not going to name names, but people who, you know, talked out of turn or, you know, didn't understand the kind of rhythms and the, I don't want to say hierarchy, but just how to handle yourself, or how, or for a parent, how to handle yourself on a professional set where there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars at play.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, we're all there. It's a lot of fun, but we're there to get this job done. And it's how to take notes without getting personally offended. How, you know, you're there to fit this mold. You're there to fit this character. And you bring something interesting to the character, but there are so many ways that you could mess it up and get in your head about it. It's knowing how to maintain your emotions on a set. And it's such an interesting thing. I don't know why I got off on that tangent, but Andrew, I can't wait to watch your cameo. Congratulations.
Please don't.
No, it's just, I love that you said that, because I think for anyone who's not in the industry or hasn't been exposed to it one way or another, has some sort of like idea of how it works, and that it's all very, you know, rainbows and sunshines and just fun, and everyone's doting on you and all the things. And like in reality, when you're in that situation, yeah, maybe they might be asking like, hey, do you need a water? Do you need a 10 or whatever? But like, you're like, I'm never super comfortable on a set. I never feel like I can not that you may think I am, or I'm sure like you on the outside can look like, oh, I'm going to just sit into this. I know how this all goes. But every single run through of Victorious, I was nervous.
Really? The run-throughs were so fun. Victorious, I was never really nervous. It always just was so, that one was just so fun. You know, venturing outside and trying new things. You know, like when I did Big Bang Theory, that was my first time doing it in front of an audience. You know, Victorious, I hope we're not spoiling anything, but we did not shoot in front of a live audience. It was all laugh track. So, being in front and having to do your comedy, having to do your work in front of people who decide if you live or die, basically. It felt like being in a coliseum where people, you know, by laughs would either give you a thumbs up or thumbs down. It's a completely different experience. And that was really nerve-wracking. Being in single camera, I'm really comfortable in multicam, but, you know, no, there's so many different funny, and I don't know if Liz will kill me for saying this, but she taught me how to not look ugly on camera. Like she's very in tune with, like, she knows what faces she doesn't like that she makes. And she's kind of coached me through a couple of times where I'll watch something from season 1 where we're being big because we have no idea how the show's going to look. It's so out of our hands. It's out of everybody's hand besides the director and editor, you know, how something is going to look and how something is going to play. So we were just going as big as we could. And because we shot like 17 of the 20 episodes before the first one aired. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So I watched it and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, what am I doing? And we scaled it back, and like season 2, season 3, I can watch. I'm like, oh, that was really cool. That feels realer. But I want to give you a compliment. The only 2 people who I never felt phoned it in on Victorious were you and Leon. I always feel like your performances were the most consistent.
Wow. Thank you.
Cool.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess, yeah, I think it's just I was older, obviously. And also I had only experienced multicam in front of an audience. So I think I don't know. I think it's just all came down to like putting pressure on myself and feeling older and feeling like I just wanted to always protect myself because I'd seen so many shows come and go. And I'd been on some that like had come and went so fast and you didn't even get to get your bearings and it sucked. So I don't know.
Well, they wrote really good stuff for Trina. And I don't think anybody else could have done that role. You're just so funny in it. Because now that's on Netflix and quarantine is what it is. I've gone.
You're watching?
I mean, not actively, but yeah, you know, it recommends it to me so actively that I'm like, sure, you know what, I'll toss on an episode. And it's funny because when we used to do run-throughs, I wouldn't watch because I had a scene to do. So I would go and I would, you know, practice my lines because we had everybody in the entire production coming and watching. I didn't want to be the weakest link. So I went and I would practice. So the only time I ever really saw an episode in its entirety was at the table read. So I'm going back and I'm like, wait, why did Victoria have like berry ball juice dripping from her head? Do you remember that episode? And I watched it, I'm like, it's like 1,000 berry balls.
That's what it was called?
Mm-hmm.
The episode? I don't even remember that episode.
Right? So it's on Netflix. You can go and watch it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's why that happened. So a lot of times I'll be seeing something for the first time again.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just always so impressed with you and Leon, because really I feel like there's some episodes where I'm like, you could have done better, Matt. Like you could have, like I definitely didn't rise to, if like I had an exposition for the people at home, for the women at home, meaning you just are giving background or, helping move the plot forward. It's not particularly an interesting line. Like if someone's like, yo, we got to get all these letters so that Kesha will come into a private concert. Nobody actually speaks like that. That's exposition.
Yes.
We got to eat all this ice cream because the ice cream have letters at the bottom and they spell out Kesha. And if you get all the Kesha letters, then she'll come and do a concert. That's just, it's boring, but it's exposition. And you're setting somebody up to then hit you back with, oh, that ice cream. Are you sure you need that? You're like, what are you calling me fat like that?
More Adulting Like a Mother Father when we come back.
Okay, so we told you guys last week about Caldrea. Their products are incredible. It's a consciously crafted home and body care brand that combines thoughtful ingredients with delectable scents, making caring for ourselves and our homes a beautiful experience. So we did mention about the soaps and the lotions, and in addition to those, Caldrea also has home cleaning products that effectively clean while literally they transform your whole home with like whatever your favorite fragrance is. I mean,
and the fragrance that are just killing it right now are Pear Blossom Agave and Sea Salt Neroli. Mm-hmm. And
those are your favorites right now?
Yes, 100%. We've been using the countertop spray, and it's changed the kitchen. That and the dish soap.
Our house isn't very big, so you could literally spray just a little, and it goes a long way. I can spray the countertop from where I'm sitting right now. Okay, and I'm in the bedroom. Anyways, we're all spending so much time at home. It's just fun to use products that like make you feel like you're transported.
100%. And right now is the perfect time to be cleaning. You might as well use products that are amazing and smell amazing. I know like for us, like we're just cycling through rooms.
I know.
Because we're home all day, every day. It's like, what room to clean today? And then we'll come back to that one next week. So check these guys out. You can get free shipping on orders of $50 or more when you buy online at caldrea.com. That's CALDREA.com. Visit caldrea.com and add a touch of luxury to your home care. And now back to Adulting Like a Mother Father.
Are you writing?
Yeah. I mean, it's when I sit down and I actually focus on it, I'm like, oh, this is pretty fun. But it's, once again, I've filled my apartment with things that interest me. The second that something kind of hits a snag, I could be like, I want to go play guitar for a little bit, or I want to go do that. So,
no, we get
totally
it.
Get that.
We get it. It's like you gotta strike when the iron's hot. Like when you're feeling creative, pump some stuff out. But then otherwise, you don't want to force anything.
Yeah.
If you guys hit a snag, you're like, oh, I'm just gonna go make a black bean tortilla, a black bean quesadilla. That's how I imagine your life, babe. Do you want a black bean tortilla quesadilla?
Do you want that in the pool or
some diced tomato on top?
Right.
I don't know. Should I?
Fresh.
Yeah. It's pretty accurate. It's like 98, 99% accurate.
Yeah, no, except now it's so different because just in general, it's just so different. We just are constantly with our hands full. It's literally just like, yeah, I can do that. Can you hold him? Mm-hmm. Or, hey, I gotta pee. Can you hold him? Everything's like, can you hold him?
I want to know, okay, so obviously this is Adulting Like a Mother Father, right? We talk about all things adulting, including like, what you do when life gets a little challenging. And I don't want to put words in your mouth, and you can obviously tell your story way better than I would ever understand. But for some people that don't know what you've been up to since Victorious, it's like people might look at someone's life like yours and think, oh my gosh, it's amazing. Everything's so easy. You come off Victorious and roll right into the next job. You make loot of money, whatever. Can you talk about your journey and specifically maybe like what's been the highest point since Victorious and then what's been the lowest point?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're in such a unique position, Daniella and I, because this show, not only is it so popular, but it doesn't go away. Like it's on Team Nick every single day, and they just put it on Netflix, and people are still like obsessed with this show. we stopped filming this 7 years ago. So it's tough because I sometimes feel like I'm stuck in this pattern where people only know me for this one job, even though I've gone and done other stuff. I got a tweet a couple of years ago where somebody wrote, Matt Bennett was so funny on Victorious. Why did he stop acting? And if they only knew, I've gone out, I keep auditioning, I keep, sometimes I'm lucky and I book something and it can be interesting. Since then I was in a movie called Me and Earl and the Dying Girl. I was in a movie called Stanford Prison Experiment. I've done TV work. I'm now trying to step into commercials. I'm trying to step into voiceover. I'm also doing music on the side, playing guitar, and I did, a DJ thing earlier this year, which I wish I could do again, but, the COVID of it all makes it difficult. So, I'm constantly trying new things. It's hard to get that through or to have people be as excited for that as they are. Sometimes it's really what we're all looking for is like a reinvention. I feel like, right? Like you guys have done a great job of taking charge of your life and your image. You guys have, I'm assuming it, like I've been in your house. It is quite picturesque. You guys have a great relationship. The baby's really cute.
Love it.
And you guys do a great job of, parlaying that to the people that are watching. So I think in a roundabout way, yes, it's tough. It's tough taking charge of that. And it took me a long time to kind of figure out who I am and what I want to do. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's still really tough. Who knows? Changes every day. But I took so many interesting roundabout ways of figuring this stuff out. I was learning Japanese for 5 years just because I was like, I'm going to do complete left turn. I was like, everybody knows me from Victorious. I'm going to just, what my dream was is, who like one of the biggest celebrities is over in Japan, like the American, Tommy Lee Jones. He's huge over there.
What?
He's the face of their bottled coffee. It's called Boss Coffee. What? He does these commercials where he'll say like one line in Japanese, or he'll say like Baka Inu, stupid dog. And then this dog comes and talks to him about something. And he's huge. He's on every single vending machine over there. And I'm like, I want to do that. That sounds like fun. I want to be Tommy Lee Jones. So I was like trying so hard to do that. I put out this weird dark concept record. But really, what I've come to find out is like, yes, those are parts of my personality, but what I think I do well and what people respond best to is funny, happy, light, good-natured, smart. So I forget what your initial question was, but yeah, that's those were the darker times trying to figure out what direction I wanted to go in, who I was. And it's getting better all the time. Age and, what would you call it?
Like
age and
maturity.
Acceptance and practicalism. If that's a word. I understand you, Matt, like 100%, because no, I do. I first of all, thank you for complimenting us, because I think what we're trying to do is just create something that's sustainable, that doesn't necessarily rely on someone saying yes, like, oh, you're hired, because it's very hard to find a role that you are right for, that you are be excited to do, that you're like passionate about, and then see that has legs, that's going to go somewhere, that like is successful. So we've literally hit the jackpot with a show like Victorious. It does not come around often, and so it's hard when you get tweets like that. Obviously I can relate. I've gotten many where it's like, why'd you quit acting? Are you ever going to act again? And it's hard to hear that, because it's like, girl, if you only knew. I never quit. And believe me, I've wanted to sometimes, but I never do. It's just, it's like literally winning the lottery when you have an opportunity like that, And
there's so many people going out for one job. And the job goes away. You get the job, cool, enjoy your guest spot. Within a week, you're back to one. Yeah. And also, I still get tweets where people are like, how come nobody told me Matt Bennett was on an episode of Shameless? I'm like, I did that in 2015 or 16. The movies that I did were years in the past as well. So it's just people devour at this juncture in time. People devour entertainment so quickly and move on so fast. Yep. The second that we do, and I think it's still up there. I would love to do a Victorious reunion movie. The second that we do it, people are going to watch it, and then, okay, what's next? It's all this build up for one thing, and then it's just, it's hard to keep people's attentions longer than, the hour that you have them, hour and a half that you have them.
And I think that alone is changing the landscape of like what we thought being an actor meant. Like we gave so much power to, auditioning and landing this job. And I think the media industry right now is trying to figure out its intricacies as well. Like I think everything's going to change when we go back. Like the format in which we film things are going to change. Like the kind of content that's going out is going to change. Everything has to be like quick and, like you see like things like, what's that new app or whatever? I was up for that. This TV show. Quibi, yes.
Which is
where it's like
so
super,
well
super. Oh, really? Huh. Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. I was like just a few weeks postpartum and I went in for something and I didn't know what Quibi was, but everyone hypes it up. It's NBC is behind it, all this money and whatever else. And it's like, I don't even know what Quibi is. There's so many damn platforms now. I'm like lost in like what to watch, where to watch it.
Well, I hope this doesn't sound too pretentious, but as I've gotten older, I've appreciated movies and television as the art that they are. But largely, television was not created for TV shows. It was created for advertising. Yep. It was or at least it has become an advertising vehicle. Movies are not making as much, besides the big spectacle ones, are not making as much as they used to. And now with this, who knows how long movie theaters can even hold on? Months of, gigantic spaces with huge rents with nobody going into. I can't imagine it's going to be the same industry when we come back. But now what we're seeing is a completely separate thing with, the Instagrams, the TikToks, the Twitters, where people can, target a specific small audience to get their product. It's instead of just sending out this massive wide net, paying influencers, what it equates to pennies, basically. It's a lot for us to get a cool deal, but it amounts to pennies as opposed to what they were having to, like a Super Bowl ad or even just NBC Thursday lineup. And you're able to target your audience directly as a company. So you're really not going to need television anymore. It's not going, or at least not in the same way, where now, you are getting, I switched from using Google as a search engine because, I was looking up mezuzahs. You know what a mezuzah is?
No. Oh, wait. Is that a Jewish thing?
Yeah. It's like a little prayer that is in this little thing. You put it on the side of your door to protect your dwelling. I was just looking them up and I got advertisements for mezuzahs for a week. Like that's the kind of thing, like they're targeting us specifically. Yeah. Why ever be like, well, I guess, moms like Oprah. What's up?
Let me break this down. You're going to get more mezuzah ads because you're saying it out loud so many times.
Yeah, so. I know. If you have an Alexa or a Google or anything else in your house or your Siri is listening. No, I totally get it. So what did you switch to from Google? I'm curious.
DuckDuckGo. I've heard about that. It's really funny. They don't keep cookies of what you look at. So it's always like a fresh search every time. But the problem is because it's not Google, it's a little bit unorganized. So usually like what I'm looking for would be the fourth or fifth thing on the page as opposed to the first or second. And also overwhelming amounts of porn.
Oh, I was going to say
anything. And there's overwhelming, like that's not why I'm on it. It's just kind of funny when I'm like, I'll be like Earthworm, and you'll go and it'll be like some weird cartoon that you're like, why is, yikes. Why Earthworm, but.
I'm sure that's like who they're trying to target too, like DuckDuckGo to every male from ages 16 to 60.
Granted, I have safe search off.
Gotcha.
I don't know, but it's funny as an alternative. It's good to know that there are alternatives out there.
I had never thought of it. I just been accepting all these targeted ads and just trying to exercise restraint.
All right, everyone, sit tight and we'll be right back for some more Adulting Like a Mother Father.
Best Fiends. If you're looking for another fun way to pass the time right now while engaging your brain and enjoying breathtaking visuals and a gripping story, your answer is what I just sang. Best Fiends. There you go.
Wow,
okay. Best Fiends is a casual game anyone can play. And what's cool is you can spend as much time in it or as little as you want. I've said this before. Okay, once you get into it, I promise you'll be spending more time than you thought.
Well, it's so captivating.
Yeah.
Like the colors and the characters, and then of course they're always changing the game, and there's all these like clever puzzles. And I think like, I don't know, I mean, maybe it's the times we're in, or maybe it's just I just can't stop, it's just one of those things where you just get addicted to something and you just want to see it to the end.
Yeah, it's easy to do with this.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so engage your brain with fun puzzles and collect tons of cute characters. Trust us, with over 100 million downloads, this 5-star rated mobile puzzle game is a must play. Download Best Fiends free on the Apple App Store or Google Play. That's friends without the R.
Best Fiends. We suck.
All right, guys, we're back. Here's Adulting Like a Mother Father.
Oh, goodness, Matt. Well, honestly, I mean, I feel like we could just talk forever.
Oh, yes.
It's been nice.
I'm here.
I miss you.
Miss you guys.
Yeah. It's an interesting time, but I will say that the fact that we started this podcast was kind of a weird time for us because we were just after having, Gio, but it's connected us to so many people in a different way. Like I've never we've never talked like this before, all the years we've known each other. And it's just really cool to be able to hear you just share your life.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thanks for asking.
Yeah.
I'm largely an open book, so anytime.
You need to, can I give you homework?
Oh boy.
I'm giving you homework. You need to share more of Matt for the world.
Yeah, Matt's good, man.
You know what? I'm a fan.
I really am a fan of you as well.
Well, thank you.
You've always made my heart happy.
The hard thing is, and I've had to deal with this a lot, when I moved out here, the social media of it all wasn't a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Twitter was in its infancy. So it's just not something that I feel comes naturally. And it's not something I'm the social media of it. I like expressing myself and sharing, but the social media of it all just doesn't feel like something I'm super interested in. I like it as the tool that it is to connect with fans directly. But as far as, it being my passion, people now move out to Los Angeles to be Vine star. I mean, Vine's dead, but be TikTok stars or whatever the next iteration is going to be. And that's just not in my DNA. But so I would like to share more of myself. It's just figuring out what I'm comfortable.
You have your ways, when you go live and you DJ, or when you write your songs and you perform them. I need more of that in my life. That time we went and saw you was so special. Here it is.
I actually prepared a little something because I know the kids are going to watch. Trina, oh Trina, yeah Trina, you're staying home tonight. And I said I was gonna take you to a rockin' Laker game. Do you remember the words?
No!
But said he started thinking that going out with you was just insane. Yeah, just a little bit insane. Now Trina, oh Trina, yeah Trina, you're staying home tonight. You're staying home tonight. You're staying home tonight. You've been done.
Beautiful, Matt.
I did a live stream where I was going through, I was just looking up guitar chord tab, guitar chords for Victoria's songs. And I was like, some of these are good. We got some bops.
Oh,
that's really fun.
Matt, I loved our music.
Yeah.
Remember
when Dan sat us down and he was like, I listened. We have final run order for the first CD. I think it is the best pop album to come out since Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill. And I'm like, what? I'm like, that was like 1994. That's so
first
random.
of all, Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill was one of my favorite albums to ever exist.
Great album, but it was just such a weird, I was like, why?
Yeah. That is so random. That was so
His
random.
best friend's brother is the best thing since You Oughta Know. Dan. So weird.
I mean, very different, but I will say I think our first was the best. I think that was so good.
You're the reason.
Your songs, Leon's songs, like, oh my gosh, working with Kojak,
cast.
working obviously
Right.
Michael's, like everyone's songs, like everyone puts. I don't even know what the right like words to use because I'm not in the musical industry, but everyone puts so much, like I don't know, it's quality.
Sure. I was a fan.
A fan.
What's your favorite song that
Oh my gosh. Okay, so one that like I'm like that's catchy is like Diddly Bops.
oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Did we record? Was that available on the soundtrack?
No. Sorry, scratch that. Hold on. There's one by Leon that I'm like obsessed with. Which one was the one that you
Song
like?
to You. The
Yeah.
Himanana, 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 Him. I love that one.
Okay, wait, that one's good. Is there another one?
Best Friend's Brother is great. Begging on Your Knees. Remember we shot that at the Santa Monica Pier?
Yes. I always see those pictures. I'm always tagged in those pictures. And there's a picture of me, and it is honestly the most annoying picture of me in the world. It's all of you guys, and it's me with my arm on Vic as if I'm like trying to pull her back so I could get in the picture. I hate it. I get tagged in it all the time.
Oh man, I gotta look for it.
It's literally just my hand. Like
It's funny the pictures that the kids like. I constantly get the graphic of Robberazzi starring Robbie Shapiro.
Yeah.
And there's one image where it was season 1, big Matt Bennett hair, and I'm wearing an apron and I'm holding up a baby foot. I get this picture all the time. Yeah, in the
sushi truck or the grub truck.
chow.
Remember we used to work together, Matt,
Yeah.
in the grub truck.
Oh yes. I thought you meant. I was
We used to work together.
yes, we did.
Oh my gosh, so many good songs, so many
I
good
also
times.
I like Make It in America, even though we did not. Do you remember that music video?
Love.
We talk about the music video.
We can talk about it.
We were in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, first of all, you were in the text with Liz, right? With the pictures. Yeah. You were in it with Ari and you. And first of all, half of that music video I barely recall because we were just taking pictures like off camera, doing our own photo shoots.
Well, I think they took the girls at a certain point to do stuff because I remember we just sat in the trailer all day because there was nothing to do. They just do one setup at a motel and then they had to sit around until, the sun went down. We were just like, this is the most boring thing in the entire world.
Liz and I just took pictures the whole time that were a little inappropriate and that have never seen the light of day. That we were always terrified that like Susanna from Nickelodeon would see somehow and be like, no. It was just like us and like cute little like, oh my God, what were we doing? Liz and I were a little dangerous duo for a while.
That's why the kids still like us and they still connect because we were the first social media show. I think we were the first ones who actively, could engage with people. And, iCarly kind of had the website, but we were the first cast who had personality, were basically adults who could get crazy jokes and, crazy things past the censors. It was really weird. And, it was a blessing.
It was a blessing.
Sure was.
It was such a blessing. I remember introducing Andrew to everyone.
What a crazy
trip.
And it's crazy. Like, we ship and stand so crazy that you were the one, Andrew.
You were the one, Andrew.
I'm still here. It's so
You're
weird.
still here.
I'm trapped now.
I remember when Andrew came to Florida with us.
I did.
That's right.
Yeah. Orlando, baby.
And you went off with like, I don't know, some of the other friends and family to like go visit the park while we like did our concert
Yeah, it might have been
or
like
something.
Frankie and
Yeah, it was Frankie. Who else was it?
Who was there with Frankie? Who was the guy that he used to hang around with?
Oh, I don't remember now.
Was it Isaac at the time?
Yeah.
Okay, so Isaac, you, Frankie, and then they would just go and ride rides while we were like rehearsing for our concert.
That was so much fun.
Oh, of course.
The little trips that we took.
Oh, the best.
We did the England trip.
That was magic.
England trip was magic. We did Memphis. We did Mall of America.
So many.
Wasn't the Mall of America? Wasn't there like 10,000+ people there? Or something?
That's what they told us.
It was a sea.
Yeah, it was like I felt like a beetle. I've still never.
I remember getting out of the car of wherever we were out of town and just security guards like guarding us. I felt exactly like that, a beetle, like what you would imagine, like what you would imagine Ari deals with every day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like taking all of the back tunnels through hotels and through...
Underneath them, like
back stairways for Liz.
Yeah, back stairways.
Oh, man, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, I remember I once had to sit... Liz and I were sitting next to each other on the plane, and I was always like, oh, yeah, Liz is scared of planes. Oh, man. It was so bad. When we were taking off, she had to hold my hand, and it was like being in a vice. The grip was just like I had to start telling her secrets. I had to be like, here's this, like, to keep her from like going crazy. I had to be like, here's a secret I never told anybody. She's like, which also, don't tell Liz your secrets.
Oh,
Never tell Liz a secret.
Why?
She'll hold it over your head.
Oh, I was going to say she would never tell anyone.
No, she would never tell anybody, but she'll definitely remind you of an embarrassing thing you told her about.
We should do this again with you and Liz on the show and just like reminisce a little more.
She said she's going to be on.
She is. She's coming on, which is going to be so fun. I'm not smart, sharp, or witty enough for that episode, but
no,
but you guys have a great relationship, and there's so much that you guys have in common that, I mean, we're
just different. Like Liz and you, like you have like a brotherly thing, and then we have like it's kind of like a sisterly thing, but yeah, I can't explain it. She's just special to me. I don't have a lot of close friends.
Liz is more like a bro than most of my bros, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. She's got your back, hardcore.
Yeah.
I love it. She's a good egg. Well, until then, my friend.
Yeah, this has been real. It's been fun.
Thanks for coming on and chatting with us.
Is there a sign off that you guys do? Like, hey, keep it mother father.
Oh, that's it. Let's do it. Ready? One.
What? We just let him do it for us.
Oh, yeah. Will you take us out of this episode?
Hey, guys. This is Matt Bennett, at Matt Bennett on Instagram and Twitter. And I've just been mother-fathered. Is that...
That is perfect.
Oh, we love
I just got mother-fathered so hard.
No one's ever listened to us again. Anyways. Okay. Well, enjoy your time.
Hey, thanks. You too. Hope everybody stays happy and healthy. Say hi from Uncle Matty to Yo.
We'll send you videos of him.
Yeah.
And to Jake and forgetting the other one's name. Yes.
Jake and Sophie.
Yeah, she's been forgettable lately.
She's getting under our skin anyway, so
I don't know. Jake and I just had that connection.
I get it. He's a good dog.
He's a good boy.
Yeah.
Good boy.
All right, Matt. Thanks for doing this. We love you lots.
Love you guys. Mahalo.
How do you say bye in Japanese?
Sayonara.
You're kidding.
How do you say goodbye in Japanese? Sayonara. Or you can say Jane, which means see you later.
Okay. Jane.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
See you, man.
Bye.
More Adulting Like a Mother Father when we come back.
Though we're apart these days, we're sharing more. And Geico would just like to say thanks. Thanks for sharing your savage dance moves. Thanks for sharing your DIY haircut fails. Thanks for sharing your inner lip sync star.
Now it's Geico's turn to share too. With the Geico Give Back, a 15% credit on car and motorcycle policies for current and new customers. And because Geico's committed for the long haul, the 15% credit lasts your full policy term. Visit geico.com/giveback for info and eligibility.
Learn more about Geico's 15% credit on car and motorcycle policies at geico.com/giveback.
Hey, I'm Autumn Calabrese, and I have a question for you. How do you do life? I might be a superstar trainer, but I'm also a boy mom, sister, daughter, friend, and entrepreneur. You might think my life is all working out and cooking healthy, delicious recipes. But trust me, there is so much more to it, and this is it. This is all of those real moments you talk about with your family and friends. Ever wonder what else life has to offer? Bring your curious appetite and let's do life together. Subscribe now at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and PodcastOne.com.
And now back to Adulting Like a Mother Father.
And we're back. What did we think? What did we all think?
I love talking to Matt.
I know I miss him.
Yeah, I wish he could come over.
I know he probably wishes he could come over too. The way
when
he described
that,
our house.
I know.
That was sweet. That
made
me
my
feel
heart happy.
I know. And that's okay. Not to like segue out of this because I love Matt and I'm so glad that he joined us today. But when he was talking about our home and how it feels, like you don't really know that about your own home until someone says that to you. Like you would hope that you're creating a home that's inviting and gives you those like warm feelings, but it's nice to hear it from someone else.
It's the best. Like it's an amazing feeling to know that you've created a space that people want to be at.
Yeah, it makes me want to do it all over again.
Yeah, I know.
How about
that? We could have another adventure.
I'm down for an adventure. I've never been more optimistic about adventure than right now because the world's upside down. So it's like, why not just like
where would
throw
it be
out
though?
there?
Where would it be? So my dream is to move to Hawaii.
We know.
I would love that. Like not wearing shoes, board shorts every day, boardies, you know, of course, boardies. Maybe move to the Big Island up in the coffee belt, have a little land to grow coffee. Like that's dreamy.
I understand.
Little kid running around with crazy hair.
Kids, so many kids everywhere.
A kid for now.
Lots of island babies.
Yeah. So Hawaii, I love the idea of Malibu, but if you're in LA or familiar with it, like you kind of know Malibu's, it's amazing, but you're out there.
You're out there, yes.
You're kind of isolated.
Sure, so not to mention
if you're
it's
good
expensive.
With that, it's expensive. Well, everything is
everything's
expensive here.
Hawaii, everywhere is expensive.
A lot of your family is like a little further out west, you know?
Yeah, like the valley, deeper valley.
Ventura County-ish.
Yeah, Ventura County.
So like that's an option. But we also have we have a great little like, I don't want to say bubble, but it's a bubble, I guess.
Sure.
Like we got all our classes and the places we shop at. There's a gym going in.
I know. So we are going to put this all on YouTube, but we are finally going to put together a proper gym in our garage. I'm sure a lot of people out there listening, if they have like a garage or an extra space in their home right now, they're using that for some sort of like gym space. So we're going to try and do the same.
Yeah.
With the help of Tori, who, if anyone followed me throughout my pregnancy journey or before I got pregnant too, we all love Tori. We train with Tori.
Yep.
So a lot of good stuff happening. And I think we're just trying to stay focused on some goals, some big picture thinking ahead, hopefully. And who knows where we end up. Maybe we'll just live on an RV.
Oh, dude, we could leak that. So we're just itching to get out.
Yeah.
Right now. I'm like, what could we do?
We are and we aren't. It's weird.
Yeah. I'm actually...
we're settled. We're super settled.
Yeah.
Like even when
I'd say
someone's
that.
like, it's my birthday, like do a drive-by, we're like, oh, okay. So we have to leave and get in the car.
It's just because the people that we are friends with and family, like they're far. you know?
That's true. Okay.
If they were down the street, it'd be no problem. No, but I've always wanted to just jump in a car or an RV because it's more comfortable and just like go on like a week or 2 week long road trip. I've always wanted to do it, but like never had the time because I worked a proper job and whatnot. And it's like when you take time off, that's not your idea of like what you do, you know?
Yeah, you want to like relax. You want to chill.
I guess, yeah. Or go to Hawaii or
yeah,
whatever,
sure.
you know?
Treat yourself.
Yeah. But this is treating yourself. Like it's such a cool experience. I've never had it, always wanted it. And like now we're really thinking about how we can do it right now.
Yeah.
Obviously, like if you're going across states, where everybody's doing things differently at the moment.
That's the part that's
so it's
interesting.
tricky.
Yeah.
Like what would be open, what wouldn't be open.
What would be okay? What would we be okay with?
Yeah.
Like what's going to help me sleep at night? Because I don't want to like go from being completely locked down to some sense of normalcy, which in so many ways it sounds refreshing, but then in a lot of ways it just makes me wonder.
Yeah.
I don't know.
For sure. There's just a lot of unknown.
Yeah.
And then the X factor is Gio.
I know.
Like
he has
routine
sleep trained
now.
and
He likes his
napping.
room. He sleeps well in his room. Like, how would we do it?
I don't know.
That's a question for another day.
That's a question for another day for sure. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. If you've got to this point of the show, we appreciate you listening. Do we ever appreciate you listening? We've been loving your reviews lately. You guys are pumping them out and it's cool.
Yeah. Speaking of reviews, we shouted one out the other day, like last week at some point, like somebody left the most amazing review, and like, yes, it was 5 stars or whatever, which is great. So thank you for that. But like, they were so honest in their review and very appreciative from what it sounded like of the episode with Ilaria Baldwin, where she talked about her journey
to get pregnant,
and
her struggles along the way.
And it just sounded like it was just amazing to hear that somebody got something so powerful from an episode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She went on to say that like other people were probably getting things. And like, honestly, that made me feel like this is why I would do it week after week.
Honestly, at the end of the day, this has been like therapeutic for us. It's been therapeutic, hopefully, for some listeners. So we just want to keep being able to offer that.
That's right.
Okay, mother fathers. Well, that's it for today. I can't believe Gio's still napping. Wow. And we'll be back next week. So hang in there. And that's it. I'm bad at wrapping things up because I never wanted to end.
Here we go. Peace out, guys.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Adulting Like a Mother Father. New shows drop every Tuesday on the Direct Message Network on Podcast One.